Made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into. Shamo, about that money, get residuals. Shamo.
What it do, people? You know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. Week 5, NFL. Let's jump right to it. Wasn't going to do the video, not because I didn't want to, but because I'm not feeling well. But I said, fuck it. People need their bread, and that's your money, son. So I can't let the people down. Let's get right to it. First game, Sunday morning, Jacksonville at Buffalo, but they really both at London. Buffalo giving 5.5, coming off an impressive victory over the Miami. Jacksonville coming off the win over the lonely, woolly Atlanta Falcons. I got Buffalo to win in the cover. Jacksonville, you looked good last week against Atlanta, but it was Atlanta. I got Buffalo. You ain't going to be ready to keep up. You're not going to be able to stop them. I got Buffalo covering the spread. Next game, Houston at Atlanta. Houston coming off 2 impressive wins. I think last week they beat Pittsburgh. A lot of people was on Pittsburgh. Good for them. And definitely C.J. Strauss is looking like he, should have been the number 2 pick, or if not the number 1 pick. Atlanta is a slight favorite at home, coming off 2 losses, not really looking good, actually looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, looking a little nervous. Nonetheless, I got Atlanta to bounce back. I can't even remember when the last time Houston won 3 in a row. It ain't real, no rhyme or reason. I think Atlanta's better, so I'm rolling with Atlanta, even though C.J. Strauss probably is the better quarterback. Next game, Carolina at Detroit. Detroit looking good. You know what I mean? Detroit is looking like people were saying this year. They're gonna be a contender. Carolina, 0-4. Bryce Young came back. The offense stalled. I got Detroit winning and covering. I really don't see how Carolina's going to be able to keep up. I mean, they got a strong defense that may keep them in the game for a little while. Maybe they will backdoor cover, but for the betting purposes and picking the games for the channel, I got Detroit minus the 9. Next game, Tennessee at Indianapolis. Indianapolis just signed Jonathan Taylor, probably the best running back in the league, or maybe he's behind Derrick Henry. Indianapolis is at home. They getting 2.5. It might go to 3 tomorrow. Right now I'm looking at CBS Sports app. CBS Sports, they should. Tennessee got a winning record against Indianapolis. In fact, Derrick Henry run all over these boys. I think the last 5 or 6 games, over 100 yards. Starting to round into shape. Last week we seen him 22 carries, over 100 yards, looking like, like he that king again. I don't know. Mike Vrabel, they are who we thought they were. They Hopkins is over there, Tannehill, etc. But for this, I like the Colts. I like the Colts at home. I think the Rams is a little better than the Colts. I mean, a little better than Tennessee. Tennessee, they did look good last weekend. But I got the young boy, the rookie. I got Richardson, and I got Taylor. Next game, my New York Football Giants at Miami. Miami coming off that stinker against Buffalo Bills, and we had the Bills as a lock last week. In fact, we went 6-0 last week. Yeah, kid, that feeling. New York Giants, we getting 12.5 looking now. Yesterday it was 10.5. Then I don't know. The day before was 10.5. Then 11.5. Now it's 12.5. In my opinion, you can give the Giants 14, and they're still gonna lose. I like Miami to win in the cover. Probably not going to bet on this game at all. I don't bet on all the games. I pick all the games. Then I choose the best games that I think I should bet on, because that's my money, son. I got Miami to bounce back. They at home. Giants probably enjoying South Beach. They're going to get blown out tomorrow. That's how I view it. Yeah, it's Saturday night, 12/19 to be exact. Like I said, I wasn't feeling well. Woke up feeling a little better. I'm like, damn, I ain't even do the show. Let me get these picks out. I got Miami winning. Next game, New Orleans Saints. Who that? So they going to beat them Saints? Who that? At New England Patriots, the hoodie. Bill Belichick and them they looking suspect. However, even when it was 4 preseason games or whatever, now it's only 3 because they playing an extra game. Bill Belichick, even with Tom Brady, they always kind of like use the first month of the season, and this is week 5, so September. Now we in October, to work out the kinks, to fix little ficker uppers. You know what I mean? And I just made that up. New England at home, I like New England. I don't care if Derek Carr's back or if it's Jameis Winston. Obviously, the Saints got a good D. New England got a good defense as well. I'm going to give the edge to the home team. I like New England minus the 1. I think they bounce back. Next game, Baltimore, Ravens, Lamar looking like Axon Jackson. At Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming off a loss to Houston, looking bad. I'm talking about looking real bad. And in the first week of the season, Baltimore beat Houston, 22-5 or 3, something like 6, something like that. They beat the shit out of them. This is the division rival. Mike Tomlin, maybe his message is wearing down. Maybe it's not. Maybe they're going to start slow. I mean, they 2-2. I like Baltimore to win the game. I like Pittsburgh with the 4.5. I think the 4.5 should be good. Pittsburgh at home. They know they laid the egg against Houston. Baltimore's banged up a little bit. Beckham might play. He might not. His ankle. You know what I mean? But I like Pittsburgh to win the game. I mean, Baltimore to win the game. I like Pittsburgh to keep it close. I like Pittsburgh with the 4.5. Next game, Cincinnati Bengals. Who they? They have been looking shaky, a little nervous. Joe Burrow shaky, looking nervous. His calf injury, it keeps, I guess, getting re-injured or re-aggravated. They at the Arizona Cardinals. They got the same record, but I guess the feel is different because the Cardinals is like, we might be on to something. They one win, it was against Dallas, and they beat the shit out of Dallas. This week, they at home, they getting 3. It's kind of like a must-win game if you Cincinnati. You could say the same thing for Arizona because they both 1-3. But we really came into the season. Who thought Arizona was going to make the playoffs? Right, the silence. I'll wait. On the other hand, we thought Cincinnati was going to do well. They was going to possibly be one of the 7 teams to make the playoffs. So this is an easy one for me. I like Cincinnati minus the 3. I think they win. I think they cover. Next game, Philly, the Eagles fly at the Los Angeles Rams, rather. Rams coming off a good victory. They getting 4. Philly is one of the only undefeated teams. San Fran is the other one. This one is a little close one. At first, I was leaning towards Philly, but I think it's going to be tougher than what people were expecting. I like the Rams at SoFi. I like the Rams with the 4. Eagles might still pull it out and end up being 5-0. But I like the Rams. I know they starting off a little slow with the Eagles. That is offensively wise. The season is early. They was in the Super Bowl last year, just like the Kansas City starting off a little. But I like the Rams to cover the spread. I do see Eagles possibly pulling it out last minute and winning by a field goal or something. Next game, New York Jets at Denver. Denver got their first win of the season. Finally beat somebody that was worse than them, and they beat Chicago Bears. They was down, and then they was down, then they came back. Jets, on the other hand, they was playing, who did Jets play last week? Let me take a quick peek. They played the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes had a chance to cover that spread. Fucking bastard slid down. This shit is scripted and rigged, y'all. Y'all know that's how I see it. That's how I call it. That's how I bet. And that's why we win. And that's why we've been winning, because it's rigged. Side note, it's my show real quick. The Thursday night game, I had Washington Commandos, and I should have had the Chicago Bears. I overlooked the fact that Dick Butkus died earlier that day or the day before. Rest in peace to him. Condolences to his family. But should have known Chicago Bears was going to win. Should have put the whole house and the farm and everything on the Bears. But I overlooked that little piece of information. And that just goes to show you this shit is scripted and rigged. There's no way Chicago should have went into Washington. Bieniemy, the good defense they got. What's the 99? Chase Young. You at home, quick turnaround, and they beat you? What? Should have scripted and rigged. Not only did they beat you, they put up 40. They put up fucking 40 on the Washington Commanders, right? Anyway, back to the Jets in Denver. I don't think Denver beat Chicago. They had to come back. Jets was in the fight with Kansas City, even though they should have still lost by 10. I like the Jets. It's probably not going to be a popular pick, but I like the Jets. Russell Wilson, he's a champion, but I'm not buying Sean Payton. I like the Jets to win. They need. I think they need to win bad. Next game, speaking of Patrick Mahomes, a.k.a. Night, a.k.a. NyQuil, at the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings getting 3.5. It was 4, but now looking on the CBS Sports app, it's 3.5 now. Patrick Mahomes got a chance to do something he hasn't done in his career, and that's beat the Minnesota Vikings. And that's because he never played them. Or if they did play, I think he was the backup or something like that. He wasn't starting yet. Anyway, he beat the other 31 teams. This is the only team he didn't beat. Kirk Cousins, you like that. Kirk Cousins, you like that. They had to scramble back to beat Carolina. Carolina's trash, and so was the Vikings. Inside the dome, I like Kansas City. I'm not really buying the Vikings. I just think they're going to be a bum team this year. Remember last year they won a lot of one-possession games, a lot of close games. They're not winning that this year for whatever reason. I got Kansas City. Of course, they can go to 2-2. I mean, 3-2. It wouldn't really hurt their record. But they got a quick turnaround to play Denver on Thursday night. At Denver, I believe. I think they take care of business at the Vikings. I think they cover the spread. Sunday Night Football, the game of the week. People calling it the game of the year on some of these networks. They're like, the game of the year. It's only week 5, y'all. How could it be the game of the year when it's only week 5? It's one of the premier matchups. But we know that Dak don't normally beat San Fran. San Fran minus 3.5. That also was 4. Now it's dropping. A lot of people was on Dallas. They like Dallas. Dak Prescott got to exercise the horrors, et cetera, et cetera. I don't really see that. I see San Fran being the best team in the league, not only because they 4-0, but just because they're the best team in the league. And I see Dallas a little above, a little under that. So I got San Fran to win in the cover. This should be a good game. Monday Night Football, Green Bay at the Las Vegas, the Raiders. Raiders is +2. Oh, actually, Raiders is -2. I think they was +2 earlier in the week. Nonetheless, let me just take a quick peek. Look. Well, it was a pick 'em earlier in the week. Some sports line had Green Bay. I like Green Bay. I like Green Bay to win. I think Monday night, I'm not really buying Jimmy Garoppolo, a.k.a. Jimmy Pornstar, Josh Daniels. You know, you're good as an offensive coordinator for New England. You was in Denver. You're supposed to be the one. You're supposed to be what Sean McVay is. You know what I mean? Pretty much. You're just not really turning out to be that way. It's not like you don't have no good teams. When you had Tim Tebow, we give you a pass for that. Right now, I don't know. Let's get to the locks now. Let's get to the locks. Not the locks from YonkerS. The locks to get y'all the winner chicken dinners. I may not like some of these locks. Like I said last week, we went 6-0 on the season for the locks. We 18-5. The first week I only gave out 5. All winners the first week. Yeah, kid, that feeling. Let's get to it again this week. I like Atlanta. I know y'all on Houston, but I like Atlanta. I like New England. I know New England been looking suspect, but I like New England. I like Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh been looking a little shaky. They lost to Houston last week. I like Pittsburgh. I like Cincinnati. And I like San Fran. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, the other lock I got, the early game, I got Buffalo over Jacksonville. Let me run through them one more time so y'all can hear me clearly. I like Buffalo. I like Atlanta. I like New England. I like Pittsburgh. I like Cincinnati. And I like the 49ers. Book it. 6-pick, $100. That's $48.41. Yeah, kid. Let me know who y'all taking. Let me know who your bookie told you to take. But you know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling. Back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.